Good morning. Today I'm taking my cue from some of my students that wanted to know about how to go about identifying the value of a color for a painting that you're doing. So what I have here is an example of a nearly completed painting, and you can see that I have my two tones for the underpainting that is below this painting that identifies the light and the dark masses as I described in my videos on notans. These also act as color keys so that when I'm choosing a color, I can also see which value end it falls in, either the light or the dark. So for the exercise today, what we'll be doing is I'll be showing you how you can set up a little practice yourself, and what you'll be doing is looking at the comparison of colors based on their value. So what you'll need for this is a sheet of paper, and on it what you'll do is you will lay out colors from light to dark. I haven't included variations on white, but I do have it here, and I have not included variations on your darker values, but it is here. So what you'll start with is these strips. I'm using UART 400 grade sanded pastel paper. So we have a medium light, another medium light, a medium dark, and another medium dark. And if we think of that in terms of that initial value bar that we did in previous exercises, we can squint our eyes and we can see a definite jump between each of these. A suggestion is, if you're not sure, is you can always take a photograph of it and then turn it into a black and white image. Okay, so let's use some of the colors that I had in my painting that I showed you. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to just test that down. If I put that down, I can see that, oh wow, you can hardly see that appearing. So this one's a slightly a greenish shade, and it is blending right into that bluey gray that I have. So this is the same value as that. Let's try it with something that's a different color. So here's a corally color. So we're going to put that on. If I make a mark here and squint my eyes, that almost disappears. So this is pretty close. The pink's more intense than that grayish color that's underneath it. But wow, squint my eyes, that disappears. Let's try it over here so you can see the comparison. If we look there, it's really light. Okay, so we know this color is very close to this value here, and it is definitely too light to be in this one. So we'll stick that there. Let's try another one. Here's a blue. Take a test swatch. Let's put it here. Squint your eyes. Oh, that one pretty much disappears too. I can see it slightly. So let's just do a test. We'll put it here. Oh, we can see it's definitely much darker than that. And it's very close to that. I wouldn't even bother sticking it in between the two, because squinting my eyes in real life, that one is disappearing. Okay, great. Here's a violet. Let's see, let's try it here. Ooh, squint my eyes. Well, that's pretty much disappearing too. It's definitely lighter than this guy. So let's do a little comparison. Let's put this here, and let's put this on top of it. Oh yeah, look at that. It is, I can hardly see it on top of that. So although this green background is making, the color is making this one appear like there's a stronger difference, these two are actually very close when we put them together. Colors are affected by what's around them, so don't think of them in isolation. Doing little tests on the side just to confirm what you think or to challenge what you're thinking is a great way of going about exploring. Let's take a orange. Let's try this here. Squint my eyes. Okay, see, this is a pretty bright color. And this is, let's make that a little bit bigger. He's standing out. I can see him. Let's try him over here. Looks really light here. This guy will probably go in between those two. I might come back and check that one later. And I am Going to put an X through that because I don't want to get confused. This does not belong in the middle. Okay. Let's try a darker color. Here's a nice violet. Put the violet here. Squint my eyes. Hardly see him. He's not as dark as this. Slightly darker than that. Slate blue. So he could go here if I was trying to show a little bit of a change different, not a lot. Or I could have him as his own area more towards this really dark one down here. Let's go back to some of these brighter colors. The more intense colors are a little bit more challenging to do because what happens is that vibrancy of the pigment jumps right out. We're going to take a guess. It's here. Squint our eyes, we can absolutely see it. Squinting helps eliminate some of that desire for our eyes to actually focus in on the color, and it squints, blurs it. Let's put it here. Oh, definitely lighter. Look at the difference in those two colors. I love this exercise just for even seeing what happens. I can have the same color, put it on top of the orange, and it's going to look dark. I can put it on top of that darker slate blue, and it looks light. This guy definitely belongs in between the two, and that's a really vibrant blue. It's gorgeous. It's one of those colors that we love looking at. Well, I love looking at. A violet. Let's try it here. Okay, he almost disappears, but I can kind of see him a little bit over here. I can definitely see him, but he actually looks like he's closer to this than that. Ooh, maybe another one in the middle. Okay, so let's do this. Put him here and go back to this blue, and let's put the blue on top. And if I squint, those two are very compatible. So these two guys really do belong right smack in between these values. And I'm getting a little, fussy in terms of showing the values, but I want you to be able to see how you can use this exercise to help. Let's go back to the lights. Okay, again, an intense color. It's really vibrant, that yellow. Squint, it looks like it is slightly lighter, but is it slightly lighter because what's behind it is a very neutral, dulled out blue? Or is it because of the yellow? That is a tricky one. Value-wise, it appears lighter. I'm going to put it here. Color-wise, it's got its own thing going on there because we have that difference between vibrant and dull that's going on. Here's, oh, that is actually the green I used, so we're not going to use that one. And let me just do one more, and I will pull up. Haven't done an aqua, so let's pull up this. Okay, let's try this right here. Okay, pretty darn close. Again, another vibrant color, but that's pretty close to the value. Let's put it over here. We can see that it looks pretty dark there, and if we put it over here, it's going to appear lighter, and he is very, very close to that. So you can, once you've done this sort of thing, what happens is it translates to how you go about choosing what belongs in the different areas. Okay, so underneath here is a variety of lighter values, and they gradually change from a medium light to a brighter, whiter light. In here, we have lots of different dark values. A lot of them are the same ones that I've used here. I used the same palette to do a little demo with. So you wind up really with that mottled look, and depending on the type of stroke you use, you can use a clunky stroke, or you can use your cross-hatching stroke. You can use your squiggly stroke. You can use really whatever works for you. But the idea for this is that when you're choosing your colors, you really are choosing them based on the values. And by doing that, it gives that cohesive look to your painting, and you can gradually change that darker area to a lighter area. Okay, hopefully that was helpful. Thanks.